Josh Green here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by former British light heavyweight champion, Mr. Shakan Pitters. How are you doing today, mate?
All good, Josh, man. Soaking in this British sun as we do.
That's got to be done. I wish I was out there, it's got to be said.
Mm.
For you, at the moment, we saw you late last year a couple of times, but we haven't seen you for a little while now. Just tell us what's going on.
Yeah, no fault of my own really. Obviously, I've been ticking away in the gym, doing what I can as a fighter. These things happen in a lot of people's stages of their career. Um, I'm due now I'm a mandatory position for the European title. So that's obviously what I'm locked in for, my main focus. I feel like a lot of boxing's been taken away to the likes of Saudi. Other fighters are tied in with other fights in the light heavyweight division. So the ones who I'd be looking up at to face already kind of had their own little things involved. But for me, as my journey always remains, man, I'll stay in my lane. And with that said, the European title is the next stop for me.
That's good to hear that there's something on the horizon. Is that sort of something we're imminently sort of waiting to hear about for a date, or is there something that you've actually got locked in and looking forward
Yeah,
to?
it's locked in. It's locked in. The date and venue will be confirmed, but it is locked in. I know who I'm facing, French guy, and yeah, just ready to add another title to my collection, man.
Great stuff. I know you've been working a little bit sort of loosely with GBM. Is it likely to be on a GBM show, do you know?
Possibly, I like their platform. I like what they do, but it could be on any platform. I'm a free agent. I'm not signed to any promotion, so it could be on any card. For me, rings a ring, So wherever it is, man, I'm just looking to put on a destructive performance and make a statement.
How ready do you feel to get back in the ring and sort of get back into a big opportunity like a European title? As I said earlier, it's been a little while since we've seen you in a boxing ring, so you must be raring to go.
Yeah, I'm raring to go. I'm definitely ready. I know the levels I'm at. People forget, I know they look at age in boxing. I turned pro at 28. I didn't start. I started boxing late in a lot of people's eyes, as they say. But I feel good in myself. I feel like I'm always improving as a fighter. And I just want to implement everything I've been working on in the gym. And yeah, man, I just feel like I'm forever growing as a fighter because that's my mentality. I'm wanting to learn, I'm wanting to grow. And yeah, all we'll see, man. When obviously I get this belt, there'll be big fights out there. And I'm just looking to hold on to what's mine.
You talked a little bit earlier about opportunities for fighters over here in the UK. We're seeing a lot going on over in Saudi, a lot being the heavyweight division, but other divisions getting involved more and more.
Mm.
Do you think that's sort of taken away a little bit from the shows we're seeing over here? We are seeing shows, but they're maybe not of the quality that they were 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think look, UK fans, man, are amongst the best fans creating the environment. I feel like when you are watching the fights in Saudi, the environment it's not the same of what a lot of those big fights will do. With that said, though, they're putting on amazing cards. I think boxing fans, are being able to see the fights they want to see. It's just that they'd have to obviously then travel to Saudi Arabia, and it's taken away that atmosphere, the UK atmosphere. So it's give and take in a moment, really. But you know that the Sheikh guy Turk is putting on a lot of shows. He's making a lot of fights happen, and that's that. You know what I mean? He's making Eddie and Frank Warren shake hands. He's making a lot of promoters come together to work and that, and it's all money in it. It's all that's what's talking. So that's what's making it happen. But it is. I can't say he's creating opportunities. He's doing a lot. I think he's good for the sport. It's just that obviously a lot of the big fights what the UK fans have been screaming to want to see, they're probably not going to see that as much over here in the UK in big stadiums like Wembley. But what can we do?
I know
That's the
Eddie.
business.
Yeah. Eddie hasn't always been your best mate. I think it's probably fair to say. I saw during the 5v5 on Twitter, you were enjoying Frank racking up win after win. Do you enjoy that victory for Frank Warren?
Listen, I got no horse in the race. Like I don't care who wins them, but obviously it's embarrassing when you send five of you guys against Warren and then you can't even win one. That's just me talking as a boxing analyst myself, like watching it. But I've seen that obviously he loves kind of he's back in his fight. Obviously, my fight with Craig, whatever, is always like, oh yeah, got destroyed and all this crap. So it's like, if he's gonna obviously throw shade on me, I'll throw shade on him because it wasn't no destroying. It's like, look, I got caught with the shot, whatever in it. I was a lot more less experienced at that time. My career went rapidly up from there. But no excuse. Obviously, you got the wins. No, but it's like with Eddie's always he's promoting. It's nothing serious though. It's not I don't hate the guy. Like, he's good as well, man. He's good for boxing. It's just one of those, it's business and he's gonna promote his fight. I'm gonna have my views. If I see him, I shake his hand, man. It's no drama, you know what I mean? But it was just funny in it. I think I was the same what a lot of people was also thinking as well. That, it's a bit like in big Saudi that you don't come back with one. But fair play to the fighters. And for everyone anyway, win, lose or draw, man, they're putting on the fight and they're all stepping in there and doing what they got to do. But yeah, it's just a bit embarrassing on this side, I'd say.
That Craig Richards fight was a long time ago now. I think we forget how long ago that was. Is that something you could see being run back at any point?
I'd love to run it back with Craig all day long. I feel like it's a fight that, again, man, I'll let myself down in it. I do believe I'm a better fighter than him. He's a good fighter, but I believe I'm a better fighter than him. And same with Dan. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those, like, I'm a fighting person. I'm very critical and hard on myself. And anyone who beats me like that or beats me in general, I just want to run it back with them. Definitely. I've been vocal about that. I mean, they're obviously trying to look and do as much as they can. I'm sure they want to land back in Saudi or world title opportunities themselves. We're all pushing in that direction, but I don't mind putting anything on pause to run anything back with them. You know what I mean? And again, it's nothing personal. They're both cool people. It's just that, I know that I can get the beating on them. And the fact where I'm at now in my career, what I know and things like that, definitely I'll get the beating on him.
You mentioned Dan Aziz's name there. He was out, I think it was 10 days or so now, and Crystal Palace, and it was a fairly underwhelming performance from him. People were maybe looking for him to jump straight back to that fringe world level. What did you see his performance, and what did you make of it?
Yeah, I thought it was a very poor performance. Yeah, I'm sure he'd say that. Obviously, it happens. Maybe you don't show up a bit, but it was a poor performance. Maybe overlooked him a bit, but not to take away from his opponent. His opponent also put up a good fight. What was his name? Sepp or something like that? Yeah, he put up a good fight, and I know he's been an Olympian or whatever, but all that don't matter, man. When you're in the ring, you just, you've got to let it all go in it. But I'm sure he'd be disappointed in this performance and getting a draw as well. A lot of people thought the other guy had it and things like that. But yeah, I watched that. It was a disappointing performance. Even Craig's against Willie Hutchinson, to be fair, he just didn't. They both just seemed like they couldn't be bothered to be there.
Another man that was on that card and is sort of making waves in the light heavyweight division is Ben Whittaker. He's from the same neck of the woods as yourself.
Yeah.
You sort of seen that story unfold at all from being in the same area?
So when I started amateur, Ben he didn't start. He's obviously started from a while. Obviously I see him, his dad on the circuit. Good people, good family people. But like, yeah, I think it more or less paid more attention when obviously he was pushing more towards the Olympic level. When I used to go GB and spar down there, I'd see him down there, and obviously it's good to see, man, his confidence as a fighter grown, and he's representing the Midlands, so I'm always rooting for him with that. Want him to do well in his career. Not a hater by the slightest, you know what I'm saying? But he's worked hard to be where he is, man. I'm happy to see where he is because he's really pushed himself. He's really grinded, and he's putting the work. You know what I mean? Like, especially like in his, with his whole group, what he's got a good team. Job and his dad and things like that. And I know his brother's his strength coach. I like how his setup is, he's keeping everything within his family. And they're trying to excel together, man. So I wish him nothing but the best with that.
Did you spar him at all when you were down at GB?
I sparred Ben a couple of times now at GB. I sparred him down here. I think I sparred him about 2 or 3 times now, Ben. Good talent. We have good spars. It's one of them, innit? Like, to sparring, what do you take from sparring? We're both working on things. We're both doing what we got to do. It's good spars, decent spars, and yeah, man. It's different, obviously, when you're in the ring and it like 10 ounces to 6 ounces, but we get good rounds and we get good working.
Was the style that we're seeing now in the pro ranks, was that always there even when you were sparring?
Yeah, Ben's a slick fighter. As far as like what you probably asking, like taking a piss kind of thing now. But I think he just knows when he feels to do it. Obviously, he's a showman, innit? So yeah, do that. You know what I'm saying? It's pointless probably doing it, trying to do it or attempt to do it in sparring. Don't be wrong, we both have a laugh with it. In our own way, we both do our own thing. Like, it's nothing personal. We both do our things. But yeah, it's just there's not much to take away from sparring. He's a slick fighter. I know I'm slick, and I know what I possess as well. And we're getting good rounds. He helps me just as much as I help him. So I'm grateful for it, to be fair. And as I said, as long as he's trying to come through the ranks and do his things, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to help and get working, get sparring in as well. Is what it is.
People are looking for a big step up for Ben Whittaker after I think he's 6-0 now, 7-0 now. He's not really fought anybody that's sort of known to the British public. I know names that have been mentioned, likes of Dan Aziz, Craig Richards, and I think yourself has been in that conversation as well. Is that a fight that you would like, and how would you see it going?
For me, I'll fight anyone, man. None of these are my brothers, my blood brothers. You know what I mean? Even blood brothers sometimes fight. So I'll fight any of them. If anyone wants to see any of these kind of fights, man, they know how to contact me. But for me right now, I just think the stage I'm at, I'm pushing towards what's there in front of me, which has been already signed, which is a European title. If any of these definitely want it, like if Ben down the future is going to be a fight, it's business, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't hate the guy, but it's a business. And if Sky want to present that, Ben Shalom's got my number. They know what they can do. They can pick up the phone. But for me, my main focus is the European title. He's won his first title the other day, and I'm happy for him. He's credible. He's got Olympic silver medalist. So, it'd be a good fight down the pipeline or whatever it is. It's not one I'd say no to neither. But for me right now, my main focus is the European title. I'm always going to believe in myself. I'm always going to back myself. And I train. I know what I do. And I know what I can do. So, yeah, if any of these fights present to themselves, man, I'm going in there with 100% kill mode. I know what I got to do.
You're a part of a really successful period at the moment for boxing in Birmingham and the West Midlands. We're seeing more and more big shows going there. There's obviously the one at the weekend. Frank Warren's got a show at the end of July going over there to the Resorts World as well.
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's in a really good place in Birmingham and the West Midlands?
Yeah, Midlands thriving. As I say, Tyler Denny defended his bout, against Felix Cash. Was a really good fight to watch. And he's another one, man, who's had a really good career, from where it started to where it is now. He's doing very well. And I'm always, because we're the second biggest city, but we should be filling arenas in Birmingham, and we don't. I don't know what it is with the stigma in Birmingham, but the support should be a lot more. But as fighters, man, and as myself as a fighter, I'm rooting for these guys. When they're obviously fighting, I'm rooting for them. And just wish them all the best with things. That's why I'm happy to see the likes of Ben coming through the same way. Who cares? But he's doing his thing. Tyler Denning. There's many other people around the Midlands as well who are doing their thing, man, for British boxing and Birmingham. So I'm happy for them. Obviously, me, I've got to focus on myself and just ensure that I'm doing everything right inside and outside the ring as well, which I am, man. I'm generally doing everything right. And as I say, I just can't wait to get back and have my shot. It ain't really been my fault why I've been out the ring this long. For me, I'm always been in the gym and I'd always be training away, but there's been a lot of hiccups with promoters messing up themselves, and you know, all these other things like business falling through with certain other fights. But yeah, I'm back in there soon, man. So I'm just looking forward to putting on a show, doing what I do best, get a win, and push on from there in my career.
Final bit of business, and one of the big sort of talking points from the world of boxing at the moment. Tyson Fury coming out and saying that Usyk at times during that first fight a few weeks back was easy work for him. Considering the result and what we've seen since, how do you sort of react to those comments? What are your thoughts?
Well, he said that after the fight.
He said that a couple of days ago.
That Usyk was easy work.
On Instagram Live, I believe.
Yeah. I feel like Fury's very good at selling himself with a lot of things. I do like Tyson Fury. Again, for British boxing, we need that someone with that charisma, that character as well. Usyk definitely easy work for no one. I think he'll tell himself that, he'll tell himself that and he'll feed himself that. But I had him doing well. Like Fury was doing well. It's the later rounds where Usyk stepped it on him. I feel like his movement was awkward for him a bit. He's backing up a bit too much for my liking, but I thought if he kind of had that wilder approach to kind of, and when he did hurt him. But Usyk's got a good chin. But I think the knockdown definitely didn't help him. Else it would obviously have been different result. Probably, yeah, I don't know, because one of the judges I think had Fury still winning it. So probably it would have been made a difference in the actual result of the fight if he never got knocked down. It'd be interesting on the rematch, see how he approaches that one. Obviously, Usyk's going in there. He'll have all the, not that he never had it anyway, but I'm sure he'll have all the what's the word I'm looking for now? All the excitement basically of the champion. He'll have all the momentum with him, and he'll be ready to kind of do more things. He won't be as hesitant neither, and he'll probably put it on him from a lot earlier. Obviously, Fury's got to make their adjustments, but I think judging on that comment, it's what he does, and he says a lot of things. I think he wakes up out of bed, he says what he's got to say, and that's the start. That's just Tyson Fury. 1 minute he say he hates someone, next minute he say he love them, and then he says he's retiring, then he's back. So he does say a lot of contradicting things, but that's just his character, I think.
Brilliant stuff, Shakan. Really appreciate it, mate. And when that European title shot rolls around, best of luck, mate. Hope to speak then.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it. Nice one.